Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming back to my channel. I am Screen Scene Guru coming at you with some new UAP news. We have just heard from our Government Oversight Committee this week on Tuesday, February 11th. It was announced to the public via News Nation that they are announcing a new task force that is going to be overseeing federal government secrets, the declassification of long held secrets. We know that President Trump has declassified or signed executive orders declassifying certain topics like the assassination of JFK, RFK, as well as Martin Luther King, and many more topics to be discussed. We heard on Tuesday via News Nation this new task force is being made. Got a little bit of information pulled up here. Um, it says a new congressional task that will focus on the declassification of government secrets was announced on Capitol Hill. House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer established the task force, which is called Task Force on Declassification of Federal Secrets. So, literally, all that entailed. Its mission is to examine the declassification of materials in the public interest, for the public interest. So really cool that we're getting some movement with all these secrets being withheld from the government or by the government from the public for decades. The assassination on JFK. A lot of people know, ufologists that are tracking this, they have been for decades, know that his death was in connection to um, UAPs, UFOs, CIA. So very interesting that these new here new hearings are going to be had, new investigations are going to be made, new testify, new testifying accounts. Um, so going into this first one, this JFK, they said it's going to be a 6-month investigation, and they're going to bring forward examiners of his corpse after, of course, the assassination. Go into the whole what happened to his remains, the transportation of them. A lot of interesting stuff there. They haven't announced much of what's going on with the RFK or Martin Luther King Jr. The investigations with those, but I'm guessing a similar process with the 6 months of investigations and then determination. They also discussed that there are going to be other topics coming up on this task force. They go into how let me go down this article a little bit more. Last month, President Trump signed an executive order to begin the process of declassifying information on the assassinations of JFK, RFK, MLK. This task force serves to build on President Trump's actions for far too long. These have been kept secret from the public. So, leading this task force, we've got Anna Paulina Luna, who was, of course, part of these UAP oversight committees, these Congress hearings that we've been having, the last two. She was a big part of them and getting the awareness to the public. So I think that's a really cool decision that they've made for her to be leading this. She's apparently got good ties to the White House. Um, Going on, they say it's a bipartisan group of lawmakers that will make the task force. She said it will bring Americans answers they deserve. Um, so yeah, in addition, looking into the records about the three assassinations, the task force will investigate the Jeffrey Epstein client list, which I thought was really interesting. That goes along with disclosure. For those of you that are familiar with this, a lot of people are going to be arrested. There's going to be tribunals. There's supposed to be mass outings of famous celebrities and whatnot. We've been seeing this in the news publicly recently. It's just a wide range of information coming out here. Um, Also the origins of COVID-19 and the 9/11 files, as well as unidentified aerial phenomenon, and of course, unidentified submergible objects. So that's a whole lot this task force is investigating. I thought it was fascinating that if you watch, there's a YouTube channel that I watch currently for daily info on UAP news. One of them is Down to Earth with Christian Harloff. I definitely recommend you guys check that one out and make sure you're watching it at least every other day. Weekly is pretty good to watch, as well as I've got pulled up right here. Let me see, the Good Trouble Show with Matt Ford as well. I highly recommend you guys check that one out. He did a really enlightening episode this week on the task force and their announcement of it and what his thoughts were. He spoke with a uh, politician journalist where he spoke with some of the lawmakers there in Capitol Hill about what they thought of this new task force being made. Interesting to hear that some of them didn't know who the new whistleblowers were. Jake Barber and others, like Tim Burchett, pretended not to hear or pretended not to know who some of these people were, saying that some of them he feared were government plants. I understand that there are those concerns, given that there's a lot of information that is just floating around out there. But I think it's also fascinating that they don't want to come out and say they've spoken to these individuals, but they want to have another hearing, which is really good to see. One of the concerning things is that, well, not concerning, but just interesting things, is that Luna described when she's having the hearings for the UAPs and the USOs, the unidentified aerial phenomenon and unidentified submergible objects, they're going to go to another country where they're going to discuss um, a system to basically come forward and investigate these objects and craft. I think it's very interesting that she said that they're going to take this hearing out of country to another that has an established system or network of investigating. This kind of reminded me of Jacques Vallée's work in Paris, abroad. He's also worked in um, Mexico and other countries all over, just getting them ready for the eventual contact that we will have with these otherworldly beings. If you're ufologist, you'll know the name Jacques Vallée. I also recommend you guys checking out the film Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Spielberg movie. I think it's more relevant now than it ever has been, given that Spielberg is working on currently a new alien film titled Disclosure with Emily Blunt. We're not sure on too many details about the film yet, but it's interesting the fact that he's going back to that genre. Um, and that a lot of people want him to do a sequel to E.T. I'm not sure that he will, but I know a lot of people are hoping that he will. I think there was a recent car commercial or something where they added E.T. and the boy from the film. He's grown now; he has kids of his own. But I think it was an electric car commercial they did a year or two ago that had E.T. in it, and everyone got the curious sensation that they were going to do a reboot. But I think it was just for an ad they did. But interesting that some of the people in Congress don't know all of the stuff, even though they're very anxious to get hearings having. They're anxious to get whistleblowers to testify in front of Congress again, and of course, like Anna LaPaula Luna discussed, she wants to have real hard evidence next time brought forward, which I'm sure a lot of us would like to see some exotic material that they claim to have and that they've worked on. Of course, they need to work on whistleblower protections and other things. Things need to be established that the government won't go after these people and their jobs or their livelihoods. I'm hoping they could get Bob Lazar or maybe some others to show up next time from some of these documentary specials that we've seen over the years. But very interesting news. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are on the topics. Let me know, what did you guys think on this new task force being made? Have you heard about it? Have you guys seen the news on it? If you haven't, I definitely recommend you going out and checking it out. Make sure you guys leave a like on this video, comment down below. What are your thoughts? Subscribe to the channel for future content on UAPs and movie news and topics that I go into daily and weekly, guys. I want to give you a big shout out for clicking on this video and sticking tuned with me. Make sure to come back for my future videos. But until next time, bye bye and have a good one. Alrighty.